Welcome back, beautiful, blessed people. I'm Dr. Mo B. I have Miss Regina Howard. Tell you about Miss Regina. She is fabulous to travel with. In my last video, if you have not checked it out, I think you should. She and I talked about Dubai, but let me give you this intro again about her. She is the easiest, most uninhibited person to explore the world with. She and I have gone to Spain, Italy, France, Honduras, Belize, Mexico, Egypt, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi together. And it was more than a pleasurable trip with her. I've even had the honor of traveling with her mother. She's just as easy and fun loving as Regina is. So I know where she actually got it from. I think the educator in her is what makes her seek out when we travel to learn about the culture and to learn about the country. She's a Zeta for all of you Zetas. She is your sister. So if I left out anything, you please tell me. But I tell you, her spirit is just awesome. I cannot say enough. And my mother and I think we ended up telling you on one of the trips that we just you cannot, even though I travel with a lot of people all the time, but I cannot say enough on how easygoing and how she's her last video, you got to check it out because she talked about how you need to just travel without expectations. Check out the Dubai. She's on to something. Hey, let's dig right into talking about what we did. Let's start with what we did in Abu Dhabi. Or you want to go with the hotels or whatever you want to start with?
Abu Dhabi. First, I want to say thank you for having me. Yes, you touched on everything so far with traveling and stuff like that. We have hit a lot of countries together, and I am truly thankful of you, God, bring you into my life to have that experience. And I know there are many more places I would love to get to with you. So, having that being said, Abu Dhabi, I want to start off with the hotels because when we took that trip, we did it was back to back, um, Egypt, then Dubai, then Abu Dhabi. And for me, as I was telling Monica, when we got to Egypt, the hotel that we stayed in was Marriott, I believe. It was nice. It was nice. Do not get me wrong. It was nice. It was a really good hotel. Comforting. I did not have any problems with the hotel in Egypt. Then we got to Dubai, and it was just like another notch up. I can't even remember which hotel it was.
Crown Plaza.
Crown Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
It was doubly nice than the one in Egypt. And so, same thing, no problems at all. Then we got to Abu Dhabi, our last leg of the trip, and it was like, wow, that hotel, which was what, Monica? What
it was
hotel
the Marriott, downtown Marriott.
Downtown Marriott. And
it was nice.
Yeah, it was like I stepped into a palace. It was like,
it was big.
It's like my hotel experience on that trip, it kept getting better and better and better. And not to say that the first hotel we went to, nothing was wrong with it. It was just that they kept getting bigger and better. And I enjoyed the comfort of that.
Me too. I'm with you. And Abu Dhabi, you know right off that's where the old money is, and that's where the money is. Period. In the U.A.E, and that's from oil, and it showed. We had a bidet in our bathroom.
The bidets were amazing.
Right? I was like, this is cool. This is the first time I used them. I've had them in other places before, but I'm like, let me see what is the big deal about this.
They are the norm because when we went over to Egypt, they were there in Egypt.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that this was the cleaning process for the body. I thought because we had the sprayer on the side of the toilet, I figured maybe it was a tool to use to clean the toilets, just as we have a scrub brush on our side of our toilets here normally. I figured, well, okay, this is what they use to clean the toilets with. But as we progressed over to the U.A.E and get to Dubai, and someone mentioned to me that No, the sprayer is for you. The sprayer is for the toilet as well, but the sprayer is mainly for you to clean yourself. And this was in the public bathroom as
Right.
well. Each public stall had a sprayer in there, and that's out of the norm for
It is.
Americans.
It
We don't have sprayers in each
is.
public stall,
Mm-mm.
and so of course when you are in your hotel room, just think about if you got a sprayer in a public stall. Just imagine what your hotel room
It was like,
bathroom is looking like.
mhm,
And so, yes, the bidet in Abu Dhabi was a dream. I
mhm,
enjoyed it. My
mhm.
tushy did too.
Right, right. I'm with you. I did too. And I'm gonna start off in a different way. I'm a plush girl. So I'm gonna talk about the food in Abu Dhabi. We stopped at a restaurant on our drive from Dubai to Abu Dhabi. That food was so good. I asked the chef, what is this? He said, oh, this is Arabian fish.
Uh huh.
And it was in some white cream sauce. Man, I
This is
think
at the
about it
restaurant.
at the restaurant. Remember, I think we stopped at a hotel in between our drive. You don't remember?
I
I
don't
have,
remember. That's
I
what I'm saying.
have,
The name of it.
I don't know that I'll put a picture of the food, guys, and I have a little video clip of the place. It was in a
Okay.
hotel. We stopped on our way to Abu Dhabi and we had lunch there, and they had a buffet. You don't remember that? See, I remember food stuff. You remember attractions. Culture, you give me facts, I got the facts. Give me
Uh huh.
food, I'm gonna remember the food.
Uh huh.
So it was really
Okay.
good. So
Uh
I
huh.
thought the food was good.
I
Um,
thought it was good too.
I did. I thought the food was good. So tell me about what were your thoughts and what did we do? What did we do? Now you probably remember that.
Abu Dhabi. I remember the Al Ain Oasis.
Hmm.
Why I remember that? It was hot, hot,
Right.
hell hot. Uh, we traveled during the Christmas holiday. So when we were in Abu Dhabi, we had the chance to um, celebrate New Year's, ring in the New Year. So even though that's normally over here in America, that's our cold season, our winter season over there, it was hot.
It was hot.
And in that oasis, we was out there very sweaty,
Well,
but still had a good time. We still had a good time. So I definitely remember being in the oasis because you have all those trees, and even though it was shade with the trees, it was just the moisture and the humidity.
yeah.
And we talked about the dates in the oasis. I remember the guy climbing up
The
the
tree.
palm tree,
Uh-huh.
and I think he was barefoot.
He was.
I don't know how to say it, a date forger or whatever, but he basically just strapped a rope around him and he just climbed the
Tree.
palm tree just like that. He got to the top and shook whatever he needs to shake, the leaves and the dates. You know, he collected them like that, and we got a chance to taste them and everything.
Mhm.
What else did we do out there?
You want me to talk about my favorite?
Go
My
ahead.
favorite
Yeah,
favorite thing we
yeah,
did?
go ahead.
Doom bashing.
Ah, yes,
It was such a surreal, it was surreal, surround
yeah.
in the desert. So what is sand dune dashing is what they bashing is what they call it. And it's really you're in the desert, you're in these 4x4s, which were Toyota Land Cruisers. I thought it was neat because they had to let some of the air out
Out the
of the
tires.
tires. And you are literally spiraling up and down these enormous golden dunes, like just hills of sand. I, at
I
one
felt
point,
like
would
I
you?
felt like we were on a commercial. You know how when they advertise in those cars
Mm-hmm.
and they are driving all crazy in different locations? That's exactly what I felt like we were on a commercial for what you say, Land Rover, Land
Right,
Cruiser.
right,
Yeah,
right.
commercial.
Because it was a Toyota Land Cruisers. We were all in those. We had about 5, 6, 7 of them out there. When I
Uh-huh.
say this was, it was unnerving a little bit, but I was so nervous in the beginning. My heart kept dropping. Like I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I'm sitting in the so if you know a Land Cruiser, there were 3 rows they had. And so I'm in the middle, like the front seat. I'm in that middle seat, in the middle of the seat because they had to balance the weight out because remember, we're going up and down. We're spiraling in and out of big
Word.
golden dunes. And they balance the weight out once they take the air out. So I'm seeing everything.
Yeah.
I'm screaming. I look over at my mom, and Regina, I couldn't believe she was enjoying it. She was, this is fun. Woo! I'm over here like, okay, you come sit in the middle.
Well, we were traveling up these tall, sandy hills.
Mm-hmm.
And once we get to the peak of the hill, now it's time to go back down. And it was just like we racing down in these cars, and yeah, we get down and we'll spin and go back up another hill. And it was very fun. And we in the car bouncing around in the back and screaming, and like it was a real live roller coaster.
It really was.
That was a great fun experience.
It was.
I
And
enjoyed
after that, this is what we did in Abu Dhabi. So after that, we had they called it a barbecue. And it was outside, but our group had a covering. We were in our own section. It was belly dancers and their traditional style Arabian dance.
Yeah.
So it was entertainment with great food. Now that food to me was really good. It was very flavorful, tasteful. I think it was like rice and vegetables and eggplant. Starting from Egypt, the eggplant, I love eggplant, but the eggplant here is just nothing.
Everything was so fresh. And like I said on the last video, when I go out to other countries, I don't have to eat. Yes, they might have an American restaurant, but I want to try their food. I want to see who's cooking it and how they prepare it, because I can get this back at home. Exactly. As we said on the last video, they had a Popeyes in Dubai, and we did try the Popeyes, and it was very good. But we did have we tried the other food as well, their ethnic food, and it was very tasty, especially in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, and it was almost like a Mediterranean flair of the food.
Yes,
a lot of vegetables, but even the rice had a different taste. So what we're saying and what we're trying to encourage and influence you to do is, when you take we talked about that, leaving our Western mentality at home, and to go to places. And when you're exploring not just the attractions, but you're exploring the culture. And with that comes the food. You have to try new foods. Okay. We even, part of that experience is that we had, what is it called? The hand painting. Henna tattoo. We did henna, and people had an opportunity to ride the camel. And what was it?
What, the camels?
Yeah, they had camels, and it was a bird or something that people put on there.
The falcon.
The falcon, yeah. Look, my mind just went. The falcon. So Abu Dhabi, to me, in my opinion, was better than my experience in Dubai.
I agree. That night with the barbecue, the setting of it. When we got there, it was still daylight. And like I said, like Monica said, we were in a covered tent. And by the time the sun started setting, it was beautiful to see the colors when they, as the fire was dancing on the tents, and the different colors that the belly dancers were wearing, and how, as we were sitting out on the floor, on the ground. And it was just different.
It was.
And different for me in a good way, a great experience. And we had the waiters to come and bring the food over to our area, to our table and stuff like that, trying the different types of food, the different types of meat for me. I'm a meat eater, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Everything that night was beautiful. Just the moon was shining bright. It was nice. It was really nice.
It literally, we can honestly say, it was like a movie scene.
Yeah.
The sky, it was almost like, I say, God blessed our trip from Egypt on, because we have to be honest. When we left Egypt, there was a bombing. in the
Yeah.
same area that we had been in the day
Two
before.
days, 2 days
Was it
prior.
2 days?
2 days
2 days
prior.
prior, the
Yes.
same area, a tourist vehicle was bombed. I think they were Japanese or some Asians.
Yes.
So it's like God, he said, listen, I'm gonna bless you guys with this trip and I'm gonna carry you through. So it went from Egypt, just all the way to Abu Dhabi, which sealed the trip. And the sceneries that we were exposed to on each of those trips, it was like, God, this is just for us.
No bad weather.
No bad weather.
No, like I said, it was hot, but that
Mhm.
was fine for me. I mean, if you're not a fan of the heat,
Mhm.
you might not be able to make it. But hey, it was fine for me. Just
Mhm.
I was cool with it. Yes, it was a lot humid, but carry a towel with you. Make sure you have your water with you. We did a lot of walking
We did.
and just try your best to stay cool. But
Stay
for that, we had a really good time.
And what about the mosque? Neither of us are Muslims. However, that mosque,
That mosque was beautiful.
it was
The
beautiful.
mosque was the what was it? That El Zayed Mosque.
Yeah, yeah, it was. El Sahid, yes. It was breathtaking. And you knew very well that that was a lot of money
Put
and
into that mosque.
time put into that mosque. And so I'm not a Muslim, but I felt like I needed to make sure that I'm a Christian, but I reverence God. And it was a quiet moment for me there, walking through and just looking at the ambiance was just breathtaking, just breathtaking.
It was. It was
Um,
beautiful.
and if you go, we can tell you that you are required to cover your head. You are required to cover your arms. And then they don't want you to have on shorts or anything that is above the knee. So,
Or tight.
are too tight. So, and I mean, again, it's a mosque, and even if it was a church, let's reverence God's place, right? So, I had no problem. I understand that when you go to other places, when in Rome, do as the Romans,
It was
as
wrong.
the saying
Yeah.
is, right? You just respect, you cover up, and if you're not dressed appropriately, then they do have items that you can
Fire.
put on. Mhm. They have
Yes.
a tire for you to put on.
Crosses that were on the walls.
Mhm.
Just little the crown molding,
Mhm.
gold. It
Everything.
was it was just beautiful. Marble and gold and was all I seen. A beautiful chandelier. It's like every room we went into within the mosque, you had beautiful, brightly lit chandeliers, big chandeliers,
Yeah.
different colors just hanging, and it's like, wow,
But
what a place to worship at.
it is. It is. The see Abu Dhabi, here's the difference. Dubai, what I noticed is new money.
Yes,
Abu Dhabi is the old money.
old money.
And it
Yeah,
is the richest of the seven Emirates. It's the
right.
richest because they own 90% of the oil. So,
Yes,
so it's
right.
money. And I cannot remember if we drove past the Sheikh's house in Abu Dhabi or was it in Dubai?
I think it was in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, and I remember us saying, you can get on this street, you can just drive. And he's like, nobody's gonna do anything to him. It's fine. I'm thinking, no, you can't just drive through the White
Right.
House and
Yeah, you just think
no,
White House.
right. So it's I enjoyed it. I really did. We topped it off with on New Year's Eve. We had the hotel we stayed in, which was the Marriott downtown, which I would tell anybody stay there
Yeah.
on New Year's. It was so perfect because we were debating if we were going to go out and see the fireworks.
Yep.
We started the New Year's Eve with this dinner buffet. I'll put the pictures in. Again, I'm a foodie, and everything was just tasteful, beautiful.
But remember, one of the concierge at the hotel told us, well, you'll be able to see the fireworks and stuff here because we, on the rooftop, we have a rooftop
Mhm.
party. And
Mhm.
so that sealed us from going out
Right.
on New Year's Eve to watch the fireworks because we were able to get up to the rooftop, and go to the party.
Yeah,
And
they had a rooftop party.
all the party.
Mm-hmm.
A
But
ball.
here's the beautiful part about our rooms. I think I was on the 20th something room.
Uh-huh.
My mother said, wait a minute. We look out the window. We have wall to ceiling windows.
Yeah.
From the room, we saw all of the fireworks.
Fireworks.
From
Uh-huh.
beautiful. And then we kept thinking, how long is it gonna last? It went on and on. I tell you, I would love to spend another Christmas and another New Year's the way we did. I enjoyed it.
In the UAE, yeah.
Or anywhere traveling. At first, my mother was apprehended about going to someplace on a holiday and leaving my siblings. But I encourage anybody, if you want to go somewhere for New Year's, I think Dubai and Abu Dhabi is the place to be for New Year's, because the amount of money that they put in fireworks is just, it's ridiculous.
The decorations, period. I know we mentioned in the previous video about Dubai that we were not expecting to get over there and see the Christmas trees. And so, because we know they are a part of the Muslim faith background religion, so we wasn't expecting that. And it was Christmas trees everywhere. We're pleased to see that Christmas spirit, being that Christmas spirit still, even though we were away from home. Mm-hmm. And so, as Monica say, if you have the funds to do so, please get away from America during the Christmas holidays and just go and visit somewhere else. Definitely, for me, the UAE, and you will see it is beautiful.
And it gives you opportunity to see how other people celebrate or what other people do around the world. Is there anything else that we wanted to share? And we'll drop pictures of our trip about Abu Dhabi. I just felt the difference between Dubai and Abu Dhabi. I did feel a difference. Yeah. I did feel when we went to the mall a more traditional sense of cultural preservation in Abu Dhabi than Dubai.
Dubai, like you said, young, old, young versus old. Yeah. Dubai to me was fast moving.
It was.
It was more fast paced. It was more young crowd. Mm-hmm. And when we got to Abu Dhabi, I'm sorry, everything tends to slow down.
Yeah.
It did. It tends to slow down, not in a negative way, right, but more, for me, more calm, and I can take my time here. Mm-hmm. I can take my time here, and you did for me for between the two, Dubai and Abu Dhabi.
So if we had to leave our viewers with anything about traveling, or what piece of advice would you tell them? I'm gonna switch it up. I didn't ask you about this question, but if I don't have a lot of money, what is one thing you can tell people they can do to travel? So people will say, I don't have a lot of money. And that's coming. I'm going to do a video on how I do it. But what is one thing that you could say just for Dubai? If they wanted to go to Dubai, let's just say a year from now or 2 years, what is one piece of advice you can give people right now today?
I like the way you said that, a year from now, 2 years, because the first thing I was going to start saying was save. Mm-hmm. Save. And that's why I love traveling with Monica, because she would tell me, well, I'm going such and such in the year of 2022. And I'm like, okay, well, put me down. So I know automatically, okay, she told me what the budget is and how much this trip is going to be. So let me start saving my little coins. When I get paid, this paycheck, I'm going to put this to the side. That paycheck, I'm going to put that to the side. So definitely save. Mm-hmm. And I can't speak for, I know what people might say, well, I got kids and I'm not able to do that. I can't speak for you because I don't have kids. It's right. Just me. Right. And I'm a dog mom. So right. So I am able to, save when I'm able to save. Right. So definitely save your money. Mm-hmm. Save your money to get to those places.
Yeah. And I'm going to say something. I'm going to venture off to say, if you have more than one or even one Louis Vuitton or Gucci bag, or you have several Coach bags, just think about not buying another one and putting that money aside. That's a start. That's just one way you can start to save your money. And I don't generally take trips unless I plan, and it's usually a year. So give yourself a year to plan for a trip, put your money aside, um, and you can do it on a budget. And that's coming soon. Listen, if Miss Regina has nothing else, do you want to share any final thoughts or
I
comments?
do. I do. Right quick, I want to share that get that passport.
Mhm.
If you never get that passport, you will never have it in your mind that to
Mhm.
go anywhere. Get away from America and venture out and see what else is out there in the world.
Yeah.
We are just one of many of hundreds of countries that's out there,
Mhm.
and we're we have our faults.
Yes.
But please get your pass. That's the first step to traveling, especially if you're thinking, I want to travel outside the country. And people say this all the time. I want to travel. How do you do this? I get asked that as well. First step, passport. Make it your mission to go out and apply for your passport. That's the very first step. Because once you got that little book and that picture, that pretty picture, you can start saying, now I can plan on
Right.
where I want to go. That passport is that extra added motivation that you need to go ahead to plan that trip out of the country. So definitely get those passports ready.
I like that you said that. Every home, every person in a home, and I'm speaking to my people that look like me, you need a passport. That's first. And I like that that's a sound. Even before you decide where you're going, Miss Regina said it, and it makes so much sense. Get a passport.
Get that passport.
Get the passport. And then the next thing is you can start with countries that are, if you've not been out the country, you can start with countries that are closer, that are cheaper. So get the passport. Listen, 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 listen. All of this is so what? All I want to do is learn from you. You can learn from us. And with traveling, we can acquire knowledge while enjoying, right? And we can become more acceptance of other cultures. America is not the only way. The way we do things in America is not always the best way. Just respect that each people around the world and each country has their own cultures. So I want to learn from you, you learn from me. So in the end, we can do what? Be better so that we can do what? Grow and glow. That's it. Thanks, Mr. Regina.
Thank
Please
you.
leave your comments, like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe if you want, but I would like to hear from you. Please leave your comment below. And again, be blessed.